Hello and welcome to a special announcement from Main Event Television. We're going to tell you exactly what is next for Australia's former world champion, Tim Tszyu. Ben Damon is my name. I'm joined by George Rose from No Limit Boxing. George, do the honours. Tell us what's going on.
Big exciting news today for Tim Tszyu. He's back in the ring. Easter Sunday, we are heading to Wollongong, the Wollongong Entertainment Centre, Sunday, April 5th, for Tim Tszyu to return to the ring in a massive blockbuster fight as he builds towards rekindling that career that we've seen him have over the past few years. He's on the way back up and we're heading to Wollongong on Easter Sunday.
He's fighting an undefeated opponent as well. World number 12, Denis Nurja, an 8-time amateur champion, a national champion in Albania. He's undefeated in 20 professional fights. And when we know that the Errol Spence fight is just waiting over here, why is he fighting a guy who's in the rankings, who's tough, and why is he fighting at all?
Well, look, Tim's always been about staying active, staying busy, and this is him rebuilding his career off the back of a couple of losses in world title fights. He's been working hard in the background to build back towards that Tim that we've known and loved, and that doesn't happen overnight. He's got a new team, new training regime, new training processes. That's something that doesn't happen overnight, and it's something that in conjunction with his team, we've been working towards making sure that Tim gets back to his best and we do it the right way. And that means not rushing it. That means taking them steps up in opponents. And this is a hell of a step up. As you said, he's a world number 12. He's undefeated in 20 fights. This is actually Tim's second back-to-back undefeated opponent. And when you're rebuilding a career, it's not usually what you do you? You usually take easy fights. Tim Tszyu doesn't do easy fights. Tim Tszyu does not know easy fights. All he does is get in and test himself every time. He wants to be the best, and he knows to be the best, you've got to fight the best. And this is another step up for him in that chance to go on and fight in even bigger fights in the back end of the year. We're
just having a look at some of the highlights there of his most recent fight against Anthony Velasquez. It was a bloody beatdown over 10 rounds. We're going to talk to Tim in just a moment as well, live from Miami. But what version of Tim Tszyu are you expecting to see this time around against someone like this, against Nurja, with those big opportunities around the corner?
Look, really tough fight, and one that Tim won't be looking past at all, but it's a very exciting fight. I think for Tim, knowing that this is his second big training camp with his new team, I think we'll see even more growth. We saw glimpses of that in the previous fight. I think we'll see even more growth. All that time in Miami, enjoying the Miami life, but really working hard while he's there. I think we'll see where Tim's headed to as he heads down this path towards becoming a world champion all over again.
Where Tim's headed to, isn't he, against Errol Spence if he wins this fight? That is what everyone in the boxing world is saying. Tim Tszyu wins here. He fights against Errol Spence in a blockbuster mid-year. Is that not the case?
Look, nothing's locked in yet as we go forward. This is the fight that everyone's focused on right now. This is the fight that his team's focused on. This is the fight that we're focused on. This is the fight that helps decide where Tim Tszyu can go from here. But there is huge opportunities in this division on the back end, but there's nothing to talk about on the back end just yet. All we're talking about right now is Denis Nurja, and you've got to get through the world number 12 ranked fighter.
It's done, isn't it? Not quite done. All right, well, let's preview this big fight because it is the next step for Tim Tszyu. He takes on Denis Nurja.
Tim Tszyu to return to the ring in a massive blockbuster fight.
I'm told that we're going to see Errol Spence back, and that it's going to come against Tim Tszyu.
He is Mr. I don't take tune-ups. That's the mentality.
He's fighting an undefeated opponent as well. World number 12, Denis Nurja, an 8-time national champion in Albania. He's undefeated in 20 professional fights.
Big Nasty! Nelson! It was huge! And he shut it down. Mamma mia! Lights, camera, knockout!
It is Easter Sunday in Wollongong, the return of Tim Tszyu against the undefeated Denis Nurja. And now we can go to Miami and talk to the former world champion himself. Tim Tszyu does join us now live from Miami. Tim, great to be talking to you. How do you feel now that this news is known? You're fighting against an undefeated fighter back here in Australia on Easter Sunday.
Yeah, it's been some time in the making. I've sort of been bugging the boys. I go, when's the date? Who am I fighting? Speed it up, George. So, no, finally, I'm glad that we boys got it all done. Very, very blessed to be in this position. Another training camp to do, another fight to fight in front of Aussie fans, another Sunday for the worldwide to see. Yeah, I feel better than ever, man. I'll be honest with you. I just feel comfortable. I feel blessed, plenty of gratitude, and I feel motivated and inspired to fight this next one.
Yeah, this is on a Sunday, on Easter Sunday, live back into the US and, of course, live here in Australia on Main Event Television. An undefeated fighter, what do you know about Denis Nurja? What is your team telling you as well about this opponent?
Yeah, when he first came on notice, he's a tricky fighter. He's 20-0, undefeated boxer, so that always presents a challenge, of course. Big amateur pedigree. He's had eight national titles. He's fought on that World Championships, IBA level. You know, so there's no such thing as easy, tough fights when you've been at that type of level, you know. So he's been in there and mixed it with a lot of great fighters. So yeah, I'm motivated, I'm inspired, I'm disciplined, I'm focused, and I can't wait to get another fight over and done with.
Now, Tim, you absolutely lit up Sydney in your return to the ICC. We're headed down to Wollongong for this one. It's only about an hour away from Rockdale. I know there'll be a lot of travelling supporters there. How excited are you to get down to Wollongong Entertainment Centre to turn it on?
Yeah, it's you know, I've fought all around Australia, but I haven't fought in Wollongong. You know, I know it's the territory of Sammy Goodman and Alex Volkanovski, which is a big sporting background. Combat sports background, so it's exciting. It's new. It's somewhere that I've sort of always wanted to fight. I've had the due to the big combat sports love for it. I've always wanted to be in there, and it's 45 minutes away from home, so it's just down the road from me.
And Tim, this is the second time you've had a full training camp with your new trainer, Pedro Diaz. What has it been like over in Miami this time around? And what version of Tim Tszyu should we expect to see in this fight?
Yeah, I think the last fight, I'd say I was trialling. I was seeing what works. I was testing myself out. I was seeing whether or not these methods and these ideology was what was going to happen, and I'm very blessed that I was able to go the whole 10 rounds and be able to not just go in and just straight away sort of knock someone out. The guy that I fought sort of had heavy hands, so I was always aware of everything. But this camp, it's about like, all right, we've done the practice part of the testing out part, but now we expand. You know, chapter one started, and now we're expanding towards the next chapters, you know. So with that comes a different stylistic approach, methodical, tactical, spiritually, mentally, and you'll see, I wouldn't say a whole new Tim Tszyu, but you'd see little changes, little glimpses of something that you haven't seen in previous times.
Okay, well, what does that translate to? Because we saw those 10 brutal rounds last time around. Do you think that this all-new Tim Tszyu stops Denis Nurja?
Look, I respect every opponent, and I'm not going to go out there and just say, I want to knock this guy out. He's 20-0, you know? He's a credible opponent. He's a good guy. We shall see, you know. I'm working towards a spectacular fight, mentally, spiritually, stylistically, tactically, in every department. So that's all I can do.
There's going to be one name who's going to just sit above this promotion throughout, Errol Spence. You would have seen the news. I'm sure that the boys have been talking with you about all of the rumours and the speculation that if you beat Denis Nurja, you fight against the American superstar Errol Spence. Is that a presence for you? Is that something you're thinking about in the lead up to this fight?
In terms of lead up, I wouldn't say I'm thinking about Errol. I know what I've got in front of me. I know what I've got to do. So really, Errol Spence is really, even at this given time, in my head right now. But I know the opportunities that come after this, and look, I'm solely focused on what I've got to do in this one.
Must have been exciting, though, when you did see all those reports starting to emerge that it was a fight that is very, very possible should you win that fight, because it's something that you've thought about for a long time, isn't it, going in to face a star like Errol Spence?
Yeah, it's funny, man. Like 6 months ago, people were calling me out. People were telling me, oh, you should retire. People were telling me you don't have any more fights left in you. You know, and that's the beauty about this sport of boxing, is that things change. And one victory at a time, of course, but a lot can change, you know, and it's to show that never give up, even if you're down and out, even if you're going through troubles, even if you're trying to find yourself, there's always going to be a brighter day. So no matter what, we keep on working, we keep our head down, we keep focusing on the next task, and then from there, the world is your oyster, my friend.
OK, Tim, you've got us pumped up then. We're excited about this fight against Denis Nurja on Easter Sunday. We're excited about what the future may hold as well. Anything you'd like to leave the people of Australia and all those watching this announcement with?
Yeah, I think I'm very blessed. I'm very blessed. I have a tremendous amount of gratitude for everyone that's stuck by me. You know, this sport isn't easy. This sport is it's not for the faint-hearted. And I have a tremendous amount of gratitude to be able to put on shows with no limit, and to be able to put a platform and shine a light to all different types of Aussie boxers. You know, we're going back Sunday, back on the No Limit pay-per-view, back on Amazon Prime in all around the world, and yeah, I feel like it's my responsibility to keep on shining, and then thank you to Australia to keep on backing me, and let's see how far we can go. You know, with the right headspace and with everything right in the heart. Again, as I said before, the world's your oyster.
All right, Tim, enjoy the rest of the training camp. We can't wait to see you back at home ahead of Easter Sunday.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks, George.
Cheers, mate.
Yeah, there he is. Your fighter, Tim Tszyu. You've just heard him speak. You've asked him a question. Where do you think he's at?
No, look, I love his energy that he's given us there. I think everything he said is right. He's been on a hell of a journey to get back to where he is now, and the fact that he is being talked about the way that he is, he's still a name in this division, and it is still one of the biggest divisions in boxing. The names that sit there, Denis Nurja's in the top 12 in the world, but you're talking about guys like Errol Spence, who are absolute legends of the sport, who exist in this division, and are fights that are there that are available for Tim going forward. But this is a hell of a fight for him. One thing that we love and know about Tim Tszyu is he always puts on a hell of a show here in Sydney, in Australia. In Wollongong, it's going to be even better. So the first time for him fighting in Wollongong Entertainment Centre is going to be massive.
You know who puts on a show in Wollongong? Sam Goodman. Is he on the card?
He puts on a hell of a show, doesn't he? And you know what? You can't go to Wollongong without having Sam Goodman
That'd
involved.
be illegal, wouldn't it?
So I am very happy to say that Sam Goodman will be on this card. We will announce his opponent at a later date, but when you go to Wollongong, Sam Goodman has to be involved. It's like chips and chicken salt. You've got one, you've got to have the other. Sam Goodman is chips and chicken salt. Sam Goodman in Wollongong, and that's what we'll be doing.
So the Mad Bunch is invited?
They'll be, of course they're invited. Of course they're invited. Again, Sam Goodman and the Mad Bunch, they go together like who knows what. I don't know what the Mad Bunch actually go with, but they put on a hell of a show.
Well, you know who else I'd like to see is Nelson Asofa-Solomona. We saw him one time. He was brutal and brilliant. Is he on again?
I'll tell you what, I feel like Santa Claus at Easter time, don't I? Look at what I'm giving you, Ben. I'm giving you Tim Tszyu, I'm giving you Sam Goodman, and I'm giving you Big Nelson back again, back in the ring for another pro fight. Really excited to be able to announce that he does have an opponent locked in. We do have him fighting Jared Wallace in his second pro fight. This is going to be very entertaining. Nelson showed that he is the entertainer, that he is the showman, and he does have that power, but he's still very raw, still very untested. So there's still question marks around what Nelson can do, but man, he has shown that he's got the power.
And Jared Wallace did fight against Nelson in an exhibition fight, and I know he was really keen to get back in there and try again because he felt there was some unfinished business.
Yeah, look, he has been reaching out. He has been making a bit of noise about it. One thing that he has been reaching out about is the fact that he wants to fight him at 3-minute rounds. He thinks that he's got the bigger gas tank than Nelson does, and he says that he showed that on the football field, that he's got more minutes in him than Nelson does, and he thinks that in 3-minute rounds that he can get the job done against Nelson. Again, I don't know why people have so much confidence stepping in against this big bloke, because when you stand up against him and he's up here and he's got this big wide body, it makes you wonder how you can possibly do it. But a guy like Jared Wallace has never shied away from a challenge. He showed on the footy field that he's tough, that he can handle anyone on the field, and he's got big minutes in him. So 3-minute rounds is what he was guaranteed, and he said that he can get the job done against Nelson.
As always, the best place to watch the action is on Main Event, but if you can get to the show, where do they get tickets?
Ticketmaster.com is your place to get your tickets, or sign up to nolimitboxing.com.au for all future events and this one too. Get access to your tickets. Wollongong Entertainment Centre, Easter Sunday. Bring your chocolates, come down, watch the fights. It's going to be massive. Tim Tszyu's back, Sam Goodman's back, and Big Nelson is back as well. Ticketmaster.com, get your tickets.
Thank you so much, George. So that is the news. Tim Tszyu is back. We cannot wait to bring you this fight on Easter Sunday. I'm Ben Damon. I'll see you at the fights.